afternoon, everyone. I'm Deputy Commissioner Rich Worley, Baltimore Police Department. Here to give you some information. About 12:30, a little after 12:30 this afternoon, we get a call to the Roosevelt Pool at 1300 West 36th Street for a water rescue. Upon arrival, we locate several young people who had made their way into the pool. The pool was secure. Somehow they had got into the pool, and one of the individuals had went under in the deep end and did not come back up. Emergency personnel got there, pulled the young man out of the pool, began CPR, transporting him to a local hospital. At this time, he's in critical condition. Our homicide unit is working along with everyone that was there to discover exactly what happened, how they got in, how the individual ended up in the pool. At this time, I want to send my condolences and heartfelt thanks to the fire department, as well as our prayers and thoughts are with the family of the young man who's in critical condition, along with all the other young people who was with him. At this time, I'll turn it over to Chief Stewart of the fire department.
Good afternoon. I'm Dante Stewart, acting fire chief, City of Baltimore. As Deputy Commissioner Worley mentioned, our units arrived and located an individual at the 8-foot section of the pool, face down at the bottom. Members dove in, retrieved the patient, brought him out, and immediately began CPR and other advanced life-saving measures. Those efforts resulted in the patient occurring a ROSC, which is a rapid return of spontaneous combustion. Member was then transported to a local hospital, and again, as Deputy Commissioner Worley mentioned, the patient is critical, but it's stable. So I'm going to turn it over to the mayor at this time for comments.
Thank you, Chief Stewart, and thank you, Deputy. First, let me send my thoughts and prayers out to the family and friends and school community and everyone of this young man. But let me also say, this is something that could have been totally avoidable. A young man is in critical condition fighting for his life because he made a bad decision. We have asked and we have said time and time again, we want our young people, we want everybody in Baltimore to enjoy our pools. That's why they're free. But you have to do that when the pools are open, when there is a lifeguard on duty, because swimming in an unsafe way can cost you your life. And that is the message that we have to deliver today. To any and everybody who wants to swim, come swim. Come swim for free at Baltimore City Rec and Parks Pool, but never, ever, ever, ever swim without a lifeguard. And to the young people in particular, use this as an example of how you all can be better. To our parents, to our families, to everyone who has young people and know them and can speak with them, talk to them, not tomorrow, right now, about why they shouldn't do things like this. We've seen this happen time and time again. And no matter these things are secure, they're safe, and we know people find their way in, we do not want to be having this conversation anymore. We have to be better. We have to swim responsibly. There's no excuse now. It used to be that you had to pay $1 to get into the pools, and folks said, we can't afford $1. Well, now it's free. Free, and you can do it safe with lifeguards. That is the only way you should swim in Baltimore. We should not all be here thinking about whether a young man is going to lose his life or not. We have to empower our young people to make better decisions, but also help them to make those better decisions about what they do, because they can put themselves and others at danger. With that, I'll turn it over to Director Moore.
Thank you, Mayor Scott. First, I want to thank BPD for their quick response, as well as our fire department to rescue this young man, start CPR. And we're praying, and condolences go out to his family, or praying for his family and this young man, as well as the young people that may have been at this pool when this young man and them decided to enter this pool. As the mayor echoed, and I really want to talk into these cameras, because we've been speaking about this for 2 weeks now. We've been announcing, we've been speaking to our young people. Please don't jump the pool fence. There's a reason that this pool is secure. That's the reason that it's locked. We are opening our pools for normal operating hours. We will open our pools once school concludes next week, 7 days a week at all of our park pools. As the mayor stated, they're free. Free for everyone to come. Our neighborhood pools will also be opening next week when school concludes. So I want to look at every one of these cameras and just say to each and every one of these young people, if you walk to a pool and it's outside of our normal operating hours, encourage your friends as well as yourself. We're not going to go in this pool. We're going to wait till tomorrow when it opens and we can come in and we can enjoy ourselves. When we have lifeguards on duty that is trained to make sure that you have a safe experience, and we want you to come out. So I implore again to our young people, think twice. Do not jump the fence. Avoid going in our pools in non-operating hours. And with that, Mayor, I think we'll open it up for questions.
We're going to prioritize one question and follow-up from each outlet and then circle back.
Will the city have any, or think about any additional measures to help prevent young people from accessing the pools? Like any additional patrols or?
So listen, I think we'll be very clear about this again. These pools are very secure. They're locked, they're fences, they're everything you possibly can do. We will continue to work with Rec and Parks and BPD and others about doing everything that we can, but we know that we can't have a police officer sitting at a pool when it's closed 24/7, 365. We need the community. We need people to make sure that their kids are doing what they're supposed to be doing and not risking their lives. This is what this message should be today. We should not have to do that. We can't do that. We won't be able to do that. We're going to have lifeguards there. We're going to have these pools open all summer long when they should be. But when we're talking, and we've seen this in the past with people jumping in pools at 12, 1, 2 in the morning, no pool should be open at that time. So I don't even want to hear that part of the conversation, not from you, but from members of the community. We're going to continue to look at every single safety measure that we can do, but this is also about community responsibility, self-responsibility for our young people, especially our teenagers, who we know can make better decisions.
Next to the Baltimore Sun, can you speak to the current staffing situation with lifeguards as the pool season approaches?
Yep. Nikki or Reg, you want to take that?
Well, I will tell you, and we do have Nikki Cobb, who's our chief of aquatics, that's here with us. We're excited about the position of our lifeguards. As of last week, we held 7 lifeguard training courses, which yield us an additional 90 lifeguards. So we're in a really good position on our lifeguards for this summer. Jobs are still open because we always want to make sure we have as many lifeguards as possible. But as we have seen a national shortage, we as an agency, we feel really good about our position right now with the staffing that we have to be able to operate every one of our swimming pools.
And I'll just add to that. I know you weren't here for Sunday, or didn't make you cover that on Sunday. But the great thing about the lifeguard program is the training that Nikki and the team has put with young people. These are young teenage folks from Baltimore, from our high schools, who decided that this is how they want to earn their money, keeping themselves and their friends safe this summer.
Next to the banner.
Any indication on how the teams entered the pool site?
That's all being under investigation, and DPD will be leading that as they go through and talk with the young people, which they can't do until parents have cleared them to do that.
Who's next?
WJZ. Since homicide detectives were on scene investigating, are they investigating foul play for this, or just is that protocol?
The condition of the young man at the hospital is why homicide is investigating. Everything else will be determined through the investigation.
Were you all able to talk to any of the additional young people that were there?
Remember, as I said, BPD can't talk to young people without their parents. They're going to continue to work to do that and go through the process of seeing what happened, and that will come out as the investigation goes on.
And then the last question to Jeff. You good?
I had a kind of unrelated question involving youth and the vandalism to that youth connection van over the.
Nobody's surprised that you're not talking about this young man, Jeff. It's unfortunate, but go ahead.
We will talk about him as well, but will there be any protocol changes to the curfew plan with that vandalism?
No. I think, Jeff, what we have to do is not sensationalize things. We know that vandalism happens everywhere in this country every day. And we know that things have happened to vehicles consistently across this world. But what we won't do is highlight the extreme as the big thing. What we should be talking about is how young people and the folks working on curfew, the folks working at Rec and Parks as the programming, as we opened our pools this past weekend, that's what we should be focused on. We should be focused on these graduations that I've been attending. When I'm seeing our young people, one young lady today had $163,000 worth of scholarships that she can just choose to where she's going to go to college. That's what we should be talking about consistently with our young people. When one young person does something wrong, it's front page news for 2-3 months. But when hundreds, if not thousands of them are graduating high school, going off to college, it's not even a blip.
Any last on-topic questions? Thank you.
Thank you.